Andy, the first win of the season here away to Ashfield, a dominant display and a clean sheet to boot. What are your thoughts on today's game?
I think it's probably easy to stand here into after the score the way it is to be absolutely buzzing. But listen, the performance was the most pleasing thing. I think you talk about clean sheets, you talk about the goals that we scored. I think the performance, the attitude to bounce back for last week was the most pleasing things for us in there. I think last week we were very, very disappointed. Had to reset it a bit in training Monday and Thursday. For the full squad, made a few changes today. Boys have come in, impacted the game. Subs have all took their medicine, came back onto the pitch and impacted the game. So listen, we're absolutely delighted. I think you can reflect in the game now that it's passed, and it's easy to look at it and say Ashfield get a man sent off at 2-0 and you go and put that performance in. But for me, right for the first whistle, I thought we were bang at it. I don't think it's down to the sending off at all. I think we dominated the game for the first minute, and listen, you can't ask for much more than that.
A really good start, like you say, especially playing against the wind. You know, the potential is there to be squeezed in and maybe having difficulty to get out, but some of the football on display was really good, and then the goals, the boot, I mean, it must be delighted.
Yeah, I think as I said, I think the thing about us is, you know, you talk about the conditions, and listen, it was a day for getting the ball on the floor and trying to play a bit of football, and on the back of last week, I think that's what we're most disappointed with. We had a team that liked to dominate the ball, liked to play out. Last week we just didn't do that. We played into Bellshill's hands, but I think in the first couple of minutes it was evident that we were starting to play. I don't know if it was the wind that forced us to, or if it was because of the messages through the week and what we worked in training, but we're starting to play, and listen, that's when we're at our best. I don't think MD can deny that we always try and play, and when we do that, then we're a tough team to play against. What we don't want to do is, and especially in today's conditions, is to start launching the ball into there and making it a 50-50 ball. So I think the message before the game was to keep the passes short, try and keep the ball moving, and try and play through the thirds. And I think you mentioned it, and we scored the first two goals. I think we're dominating the game, and some of the football we're playing is really, really good.
It must be really encouraging, like you mentioned, that the team stayed focused. You know, when you hit maybe 3-4, you might notice loose passes start creeping into the game, but there was no let up at all. Even when the subs came in, like you said, it was relentless from start to finish.
Thought maybe for 5-10 minutes at the end of the first half, it started to become a bit where boys were just eager to get forward, eager to start doing things to maybe get their name in the score sheet, and especially midfielders and the forwards. But the half time gave us a chance to reset that and to get them in and to just set the standard again and tell them what was expected of them. Listen, we've all been involved and played in games like that where you're maybe 3, 4, 5 goals in front. It's difficult to keep your shape, and it's difficult to keep doing what you're doing, because you want to go and affect the game yourself. So listen, the discipline, we spoke about it, I'm repeating myself, but the discipline and the patience that they showed in the second half to continue to do the right thing. And if they continue to do that, listen, we know they're a good side, but I said to them in there at the end as well, that as much as you want to reset for last week, you need to reset this week and go again next week and apply the same sort of principles as you put in play for training Monday, Thursday last week. Do that again this week and take next Saturday, because it's a game at a time. This league, I think, is probably as competitive as it's been, and we need to be ready for next week. So today they can go and enjoy their Saturday, go and enjoy their weekend. We're back in on Monday night to get the head down and prepare for Cali Locals next week.
Last one then, we saw 5 changes today. We saw that performance, that display. Are we seeing the benefits of the squad depth there? If you don't perform, you don't keep your place, and the next guy's coming in. I mean, the subs who made way today, they have a job on their hands to get back in after today.
And I think, you know, it's difficult when you play or you're involved in a squad with 18, 19, 20 good players, because you know that you've got to be on it, and last week, as I say, we fell way below the standards that they've set themselves. Not that we've set them, that they've set themselves, because we know that the quality that we've got in that dressing room. So this year the difference is we've maybe got the ability to make 3 or 4 or 5 changes to the squad, and to know that, I wouldn't say we're strengthening, but we're keeping it consistent, because the level and the standard of all the players is good. You know what I mean? We can use anyone. It's difficult when you drop out the team to then go and watch your teammates perform like that, but it gives you a reminder that if you get your chance again, you've got to go and take it. So I mean, I could single a lot out, I think, from the boys that came in, that they all done well, but for me, I think Ben at the back gave us a bit of a calmness and composure. You know what I mean? He was communicating throughout the game, and it really helped us build. gave us that foundation to then build and go and play. So yeah, he's done well. The others that came in, Hammy gets his 2 goals, but you know, he's does what Hammy does, works hard, gets his goals, gets his reward. But you know, Skinner and Marriott come on off the bench and do well as well. So listen, every single player of the full squad today contributed to that. It wasn't about the players that started or the players that came off the bench. It was about everyone in it together. And if you want to do well in this division, that's what you've got to be.
Just after a high-scoring game like that, it's natural that the attackers will take the plaudits. But you touched on Ben at centre back there, along with the rest of the defensive unit. They kept driving the team forward, and they didn't allow us to maybe drop back in when we got out in front. Is that a pleasing aspect?
Yeah, I think they asked about man of the match there, and you know, it's a hard man of the match to pick today, and Ben was probably right up there. You know, Mario does really well beside him. Nathan and Jordan also like complete that back 4, and I thought the 4 of them played really well today. You know, and we speak about it all the time, and last week we didn't have one player above 6, 7 out of 10, and you're never going to win games of football at this level with that big performances. But today we've got probably 7, 8, 9s all over the park, you know what I mean? And yeah, you touch on Ben, you single Ben out. I thought it was great, and gave us that composure and foundation to go and build. But listen, that's not just singling Ben out, the rest of the back 4 helped him. But yeah, it's a squad game, and you know, it all stems from training. You know, you could tell on Thursday night that they were hungry and they wanted to come in and get a good result. So it's no surprise to us that we go and get that result. But as I said, it's about keeping your feet in the ground and not get too high with the highs and not get too low with the lows, and we go and take it to Cali Locals next week at first game at Lockburn, which we're all looking forward to.
Brilliant, well done on today. Thanks very much,
Cheers,
Andy.
thank you.